So, here we are. The Tennessee Titans have fired head coach Brian Callahan today, ending his tenure with a record of 4-19, and after a 20-10 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas on Sunday. I'll be honest, initially I didn't think that this was a smart idea, but as the games progressed, more and more I got the feeling that Brian Callahan wasn't long for the job. And that started against the Colts a few weeks ago. That clock management situation at the end of the first half against the Colts really was the first time where I allowed myself the possibility that Callahan wasn't long for the job. And ultimately, you hired a guy, an offensive guru, an offensive-minded coach who proceeded to field one of the worst offenses this organization has ever seen through 6 games. Now, we get it. He got the mulligan at the end of last year. A lot of disastrous plays from the quarterback position. But at the end of the day, the common denominator here is that you're an offensive mind and the offense is not good. And ultimately, the blame falls at the feet of the head coach. So, here we are. There's really nothing more that you can say to that. He's on par with one of the worst records in the history of the organization for any head coach. And the Titans continue to be a rudderless ship. I've talked many times about this hamster wheel that you don't want to get on. The hamster wheel of firing coaches, hiring GMs, hiring coaches, firing GMs, firing coaches. And that's what the Titans have done in the last 4 years. You fired John Robinson after his decision-making led to the roster deteriorating and degrading. The A.J. Brown trade will go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. It just will. And it felt like Mike Vrabel, the head coach at the time, won a power struggle. And then you hired GM Brian Callahan, and then he and Vrabel were together, and then ultimately Mike Vrabel was fired because of a supposed power struggle. And then you hire Brian Callahan to work with Rand Carthon, and then Chad Brinker, the president, is hired, and then he fires Rand Carthon. And then here's Mike Morgan. See what I mean? The hamster wheel continues to roll, and until you break it or jump off, dysfunction will be who you are. And that's who the Titans are right now. A dysfunctional organization. The statement from President of Football Operations Chad Brinker read like this. After extended conversations with our owner and general manager, we met with Brian Callahan this morning to tell him we are making a change at head coach. These decisions are never easy and become more difficult when they involve people of great character. And he went on to thank Coach Callahan and his family for being ambassadors to the Titans. And he went on to say that while we are committed to a patient and strategic plan to build a sustainable winning football program, we have not demonstrated sufficient growth. Our players, fans, and community deserve a football team that achieves a standard that we are not currently meeting, and we are committed to making the hard decisions necessary to reach and maintain that standard. So here's my question to that. What do you believe in as an organization? What is your identity? What do you stand for? We don't know the answers to any of those questions. Will we know? Maybe. Hopefully we do with Mike Morganzi, and hopefully he is allowed the opportunity to paint this organization in his image. But right now, all the Titans are known for is dysfunction. And until that changes, until there is a form of stability from the front office to the coaching staff to the players that are brought in, this is what you're going to get. Now, news broke within the last few minutes that the Titans named an interim head coach, and it is senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy. McCoy is a former NFL head coach in his own right. Spent time with the Broncos, with the Packers, and the 49ers, and as a player, 4 stints with the Panthers as an offensive assistant, the Broncos as a quarterback's coach, and ultimately the head coach of the, at the time, San Diego Chargers from 2013 to 2016. So, offensive-minded guy who has been a head coach in this league So we'll see what happens with the Titans and the new interim head coach, Mike McCoy, as the New England Patriots and former head coach Mike Vrabel come to town on Sunday. Stick with me. Let me know what you think. I'm going to have my own list, my own coaching hot board, if you will, in the coming days. But in the meantime, let me know what you think about the decision to fire head coach Brian Callahan and the state of the Tennessee Titans.